Hello, everyone. My name is Javakun, and I'm here with,
Term?
and we're going to be doing the Knights and Summons Origin set list for the White Light attribute. Okay, starting off with the White Knight. Good boy right here. So the White Knight is a 800 base attack that this ally ignores all dark equip cards on your opponent's field, and it has 3 EA. Um, so you can equip
hmm
multiple goodies on it. What do you think?
So with that, yes, it's nice that it can ignore dark equipment cards of your opponent, but that being said, that seems like more of a late game card to me. Yeah, it could also be early game. Some people like to rush and put equipment, but just as is, just plain old, just white knight. It has 3 equipment costs, which is a really good side for him. Yeah, the
Equipment
low.
ability.
What was that?
A 3 equipment ability, not a 3 equipment cost. Yeah.
You're right, right. Ability. My bad. Um, and then the 800 low attack. It's it's something, but if anything, to me, he's a C.
He's a C. Okay.
Yeah, to me, he's a C.
Okay. Let's start it off.
Like he can't be running on all portals, but he's usable.
He's usable. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next. By the way, I do agree with you.
hmm
I think I don't see that many dark, equip cards too often, but it's a good
It's
card.
like a situational type of thing, basically.
Right. Oh, we got the boy, the
Oh
White
man, the
Rogue
boy.
Knight. The White Rogue Knight, this card gains plus 200 for every face-up ally on the field, excluding this card. It's a 1,000 with 1 equip. There. That's where it
Like
needs to go.
so how I like this card. It's basically saying, okay, you can if you go second, this card, if you get this in your hand, this card off the bat, say your opponent puts down 2 cards, off the bat he's already at 14.
Not only that, how I play it strategically is I make sure that if I'm going to play this, I make sure my field has enough to like contend things that he might flip from his field, right? So I'm not going to play him if in my field alone. I'm going to make sure that on his field, sorry, on my field, I have other cards to support his attack. Because remember, as you attack people on their field or allies on his field, it drops down in attack, right? So you want to at least maintain that uh, plus 300, plus 600 of having 4 allies on the field, which again, it doesn't count itself, but you count the other 3 allies. So a 1600 is a
hmm
nice guy.
Right, right. And if you're managing that you're keeping the others alive too, this card will just already, yeah, as you said, already off the bat 1600 still has an equipment that you can put on him.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he's definitely he's definitely SS. Like
Slap
I
on
definitely
if you slap on something like White Light Attractor on it, and it just makes him, the only thing that you can target, and you have 3 other cards in the field, it means that your opponent has to at least play 1 card that is above 18. You know how insane that is? A single card that is just above 1800 just to destroy this white light attracted white rogue knight. That's just ridiculous. Again, you can
Mhm,
use, a bunch of other stuff like equip cards and um, spells like the instant cards and stuff.
mhm.
But again, it is such a threat
Yes.
always. So I think that's good there.
Yeah, yes.
The next one is the Ivory Knight. So Ivory Knight is a 1,400 when this card is summoned, you can return any card on your field and any cards it may have equipped back to your hand.
See,
Uh,
like how I feel with the summoning back to your hand, I personally it just doesn't sit well to me. But with that being said, say like, oh, you had an equipment on one character that you just want to throw away just so you can pull more cards. I can see where that definitely comes in handy. And
so
I definitely agree on having him at B tier, just so you can basically saying you have another card that you were just throwing away equipment cards, or just so you can have more cards to draw in. It's a nice little touch to it.
so um one thing I will say is his effect, if I believe correctly, it does have an errata. I'm not sure if in the website it has it or not, but I believe instead of any card, I think it's only light cards because I
Mm,
think the idea is that every attribute has a specific designated card that can bounce its own attribute cards back to its hand. So I think Ivory
yes.
there's an errata for it, and it's every you can return any light card from your field back to your hand. So that's
Okay.
a simple thing.
So for that, it strictly has to be another light card. But I mean, then again, if you're running a light deck, something like that, it will definitely help.
Oh, for
You would
sure.
just you literally just bounce equipment back to your hand and throw it on someone that you actually meant to put it on. Like I can think of that. It's pretty useful.
I mean, imagine this context right here. You put this guy face down. You put White Rogue Knight face up. Somebody's gonna attack your White Rogue Knight. You flip it, and you bounce your White Rogue Knight back into your hand. The attack fizzles, and now you have a 1400 beater in the field.
Right.
Right, so it's a pretty decent card. It's just it's a very technical card. I think B tier
Yeah.
is good. I think I do
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
B tier is good.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Um, the Lady Road Knight is a once per turn during either player's turn. You can discard a light card from hand. If you do, all your allies gain plus 200 until the end of the turn. She's a 1600 with that anthem effect.
600.
Oh, sorry, 600, my bad. And a 2 equip ability.
So
Um, yeah, go for it.
so for this card, where how I like this card was they add that touch where it's on either player's turn. So when say you try to attack opponent and you just say, "Yeah, I'm just gonna use this, discard a light card," you get another 200. It's not a whole lot. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely is another card like the Ivory Knight. It's situational. Um, it doesn't have a high base, so it can get killed easily, and then you lose the 200 already. But just having that as a backup, basically, it will help.
I think so. If we compare it to our dark tier list, right? We had that wolf that gives plus 200 to all allies of a specific attribute, right?
Hmm.
I think this one's a little bit worse than that because you have to discard that light card, so you have to have it. And not only that, this has 600 attack only.
Yeah.
The
Right.
wolf
Right.
had 900. That's why the
Hmm.
wolf was an A tier. It has the 2 equip ability. It's good. It can probably grow a little bit more, but again, its effect only lasts until the end of the turn. So, is it really that good? I don't
No.
think so. I think to me it's over here. It's on the C tier.
Okay. If anything, I ooh, I say at least would you say be better than the White Knight?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Okay, next one. Um, ooh, this one's great. This is a good card.
I with this card too, with sprites with this card, it is a beautiful card.
I mean, it's not
It's very useful.
not just that. Like, so White Strike Knight, it's a 500, 3 EA. When you summon this card from you can summon this card from your hand during your opponent's turn. If you do, add its attack to an ally until the end of the turn. If summoned this way, this card cannot be destroyed the turn it was summoned. So this card is the
So,
perfect hand trap for trying to dodge an attack.
hmm so personally, just off the bat, with its effect, me personally, I say I will always use this card as a staple.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, f- but yes, it's only a 500 attack. So after your turn is done, it's basically vulnerable. It will die.
well, so how you have to play this is you need to play this on your opponent's turn, right? Obviously.
hmm
And then when it goes to your turn, since it has the 3 EA cost,
You just
this
stack her up.
you know you pair this with Banishing Gaze or through the portal, and you get rid of it to either banish another opponent's card
Mhm.
or you use it to find a better card that you need, something like 1,000 dragons, something like
Right.
no name dragon, so something huge that will compensate. Just because you're gonna use it as fodder. This card's not a card you're gonna play and buff it up. This is a card you're gonna
No.
play and get rid of. But
Right.
as that technical ability of playing it and using it, it's perfect. It's like
Yeah.
S to
It's.
S tier.
I'd say S because the effect after it's done is just done. So, like,
Yeah,
yes, it's a staple, right? But after the effect is done, you're left with nothing.
right. Um. So yeah, I think it's S. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
I agree with S. Yeah.
Then we got the where is it? Here we go. The White Paladin Angel. So the White Paladin Angel, this card's attack is equal to 600x the amount of allies on your field at the time it was summoned. So, and it has a 1 equip ability. Okay, so comparing this to something like, White Rogue Knight, um, White Rogue Knight, it always keeps fluctuating up and down, right? Um, this card, surprisingly, if you have another, the another 2, 3 cards in your field, this guy becomes a tank instantly. So
So it's like another one that I would use as a as a staple in a way, because if so, as what you said, if White Rogue Knight fluctuates, so it's bound to lose base attack. This one, on the other hand, it's basically saying, hey, if you have three other cards on the field, and then if that card dies, it's not gonna drop. It's gonna stay consistently where it's at. Like, especially as what if the other ones keep on dying, it
right,
at least is never gonna drop. It's always gonna stay its ground, stay at the 1800, and
yep,
just always just be a high base.
yep.
That's just his base gonna be that extreme.
Now, here's the caveat. You need to have a full board to play this.
Right. That's the downfall. And you know how it is with having a full board. Someone can easily pick all three of those cards and get a direct hit off of you, and already they got 4 points on you.
Exactly. So you got to be careful about
You
stacking up your
it,
field. It's a difficult card to make sure that you're on the right board control to play it. But once you are, it's a great 18 like 1800. Here's the thing. white rogue knight can grow higher than white paladin knight because it takes
Right.
into account the opponent's field, right? So that's
Yes. Yes.
number one. But number two, this guy could be zero. If you have nothing on your board and you played him, he's zero.
Yeah.
That
That's the
sucks.
sad part.
If you have one more ally, it's 600. That sucks. If you have two allies, it's a 1200. It still sucks.
Mhm.
So at the end of the
So.
day, you need to have the three to be able to play it.
Mhm. And I definitely agree.
So I think it's either A or B,
I,
probably higher
I
B.
say I say a low A, but definitely I say A, but a low A,
Okay,
because
cool.
it can definitely, as what you said, it can definitely be up there, but it just, if you have no other cards, it won't go anywhere.
Yep. Okay, next one is the Light Dragon. Oh, how I hate this card.
Oh man.
Okay, so Light Dragon. This card gains plus 200 for every other dragon on the field. It's a 1000 with 2 EA. It's a dragon type. Do you know how hard it is to get dragons to stick on the field?
Right, that's what I'm saying. And as what I say, gotta be more dragon lore, because there's not everyone, or hardly anyone, uses dragon cards like that. You,
Like
you
even in Go Dragons, even in the full dragon portal, all your opponent has to do is just kill off every other dragon and then leave on this one for the end. And it's a 1000. Like it's so easy to just go over it. Like every single time I have so many issues with this card because I don't have enough dragons.
Yeah, and it's not even in discard. If you are discarding dragons just so you can wrap it, no, it has to be anyone on the field.
Right.
And if you're going against a non-dragon, you're basically just working off of yourself. And if this is the only card, it's only at 1,000. It's the only thing you can do.
Yep. So when we look at, our dark attribute tier list, we put the dark dragon in C tier, and that has a very similar effect to this, but it's based on the discard pile, right?
Hmm.
This is much worse. It's so difficult to control your field within respect to your discard zone. It's like everything's gonna land on the discard zone. Your opponent decides what stays on the field, what order they leave the field. So it's just D. I honestly I don't like playing this card.
Yeah, I feel you on that. As I add to that, what you said about managing your cards on the field is harder than just having a discard pile, where if you're the one discarding them or they've been destroying them, it just, it's easier to go off of your discard.
Right. So the next one is the White Mech Giant. This is a great card, by the way.
Hmm.
It's a freaking great card. It's an 800. It's a little bit, right there in the mid tier.
Hmm.
It has two EAs, which is good. It means you can defend it, you can equip some stuff to it and make it a little bit more beefy. But the great part about this card is the anthem effect of just when this card is on the field, all other allies gain 200 during your turn and plus 300 during your opponent's turn. The big part about this is it pairs so well with Swamp Knight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Swamp Knight, it does that negative minus 300 to your opponent, right?
Yep.
So
Hmm.
you do this, you add 300 or 200 to your guys, and the limit is just now so much better. Especially when your opponent has Swamp Knight and you have this card, that means that their Swamp Knight is now you don't care about it, right? Because you're essentially negating the effect of the minus 300 with your plus 300.
All right.
So where do you
So
think?
So for that one, I actually will say it's an A. So hear me out with this one. So I like how it fluctuates between on your turn being 200 and an opponent's team you get 300. Yes, it's 100 difference, but that 100 difference can make a huge difference within how things go at late game. So
For sure.
essentially, what was that?
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
And essentially, the yes, I wouldn't rank it any higher than A, only because he personally doesn't benefit from it, but he's definitely a huge support, massive. Like his support is amazing,
Yep.
and I have not seen any. Well, give or take, I personally rank this as my number one support. Light,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's great. He's great. He's a great. And I agree with you. A is good. A is good. The fact that it doesn't buff him, it's a little bit sad.
yeah, it like it loses where it can be S. Like, say if he was able to do that, he would definitely be uh at most S, low SS. To be honest, but since he's not doing that, he drops. Yeah, he's A. He can't go any further than that.
Yep. 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 Now stack some good equips on it, and it's good. It's
Right.
solid. Okay. Next card is the White Ravager, which is right here. So the White Raven Fear, sorry, the White Raven Fear. This card attacks is equal to 400x all the light allies in any discard pile. Okay.
Okay.
It's two equip multiple. Problem with this card is one, it needs to be you need to find other allies,
That are
which means
light.
that are light, and it has to be allies. So ignore equip cards, right?
Hmm.
So that's one. Two, it starts at 400. So sorry, it starts at
Whatever.
400x.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
So
need
whatever,
a
how many discard is light in your discard,
yeah. So you need at least one to start at 400. That that
and
just that just means it just doesn't have a base attack. It's garbage.
yeah, basically saying that if you pull this in your first hand, you're not gonna use it. You can't. You basically got to get that killed, and if you pull another one, you're finally at 400.
Exactly. So on a full light deck, it might be good.
Yes. So if you're as what the dark set was, if you're always discarding light cards and discarding, it will come in handy.
Eventually.
Hmm. Especially you pair it with the road knight, it will definitely be just buffing and buffing, just with road knight buffing it allies, and then you're getting buffed with the life error,
Yep.
raven fair. Yeah.
Raven Fear. Yep. I think
But
it's on the D side. I
yeah,
mean,
but as saying on its own, it can't do much. You literally have to have something in the discard.
yep. D,
So I agree.
D. Actually, it might even be worse than D
And
because Dark is the one that actually does the discarding. Light really doesn't do discarding. So it's still D.
yeah.
Okay, next one. We got the little rat here, the Pikachu. Okay, so light shock sprite. I love the art, by the way, on it. It's just
The art is nice. I like the way how the little lightning bolts from him coming off and everything.
so this card can also be treated as an equip for any light ally. I think we've already established sprites are a solid C tier.
Yeah, like there's nothing else to it. Like they're usable. You can literally equip them on people, but other than that, you can't go any further than that.
Yeah, on its own, yeah. On a good deck, it's different, but on
Like
its own.
honestly, it can beat the light Raven Fear. Like if you just have those two go against each other, you can't really do anything because the Raven Fear has to have a discard. He's
Yep.
basically put at a 0, so you can just smack him around.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, if somebody uses what it's a there's a goddess that eliminates your discard zone. Light Raven Fear goes to 0.
It's just useless.
Yep.
It's
Okay, next one. Frost Dragon. So Frost Dragon is a 1400 dragon with 0 equip.
I with no effect. The high attack I do like, but having no effect, no equipment, you're left with nothing.
I just think it's high D tier. You can play it, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's you know
You can't do nothing else at that point. You have no effect.
yep
You're just there. You're just there to be there.
yep. You needed a body. Good. There's better bodies than that.
hmm
Um, next one is this one. So this is the Great White Beast.
hmm
This card attack is equal to 600x the amount of allies on your field at the time of its being summoned. So this is the
So
exact
it's
same effect as this guy.
but with more of a stack than no, it's the exact amount.
Right, because it's 600, 600.
It's basically copy and paste. So it's not really much to be
Well,
said on
is
that.
it?
Actually, other than
No,
no,
this one.
that has no equipment costs. So
Yeah.
it's still ranked up there, but it's behind the Paladin Knight.
I mean, I honestly think it's worse.
Yeah, I mean
It's worse. It doesn't have that equip. Like,
I say it's a high B, but a low A. So give or take, it would be a high B and then a low A. Yes, that equipment cost definitely does ruin it.
yeah.
The equipment, the 0 equipment.
I'm actually surprised that that card has the same effect. I would have thought I had a different effect. That's the first time I actually noticed that it has the same effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one
All right, next one,
is Cosmic.
Cosmic Helmet.
Yep. Here we go. So the Cosmic Helmet is an equip. When this card is played, you can flip over one face down card. So plus 200 to a light, and then one equip cost.
So with this card, I really enjoy this card only because with a lot of traps that are out there, you can literally just use this to flip over that trap to not fall for it. I personally like how that is going at it, especially with the one cost.
So I do like it because it doesn't specify whether it's an equip or an ally, so you can target either or, right?
Mm-hmm.
My only concern with it is you're basically gonna hold this in your hand until you want to play it, right?
Right.
So it's not a brick because you can play it for a plus 200, but is that really good? Just playing it for a plus two. Again, I'm just ignoring the you're not playing with a synergistic deck and it doesn't
Yeah.
have the plus 200 of the light. But let's say you are playing it with something like a rogue knight, right? You gave it plus 400. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
But that situational fact of whether you want to discard or not, and sorry, it's not discarding, it's flipping it over or not.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make enough of an impact, do you think?
No. So that's the one thing. It doesn't make an impact, but if it's a trap card, at least you can't go for it. You can't be hit with it. But other than that, that's all it does. So I drop it to a B. Like it's nice to have but it's situational. It's
Okay,
a situational thing.
I think it's a B minus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's situational. If you're going against someone who has a trap heavy team, because those are also what I've been seeing a lot is a lot of trap heavy, and
There's
it is nice to see, but plus it definitely annoys.
Hey, I won my third place with going up against the Vix Mimic, which is it's
Mm,
a trap, right? So it's a face down trap. When you flip it, it could gain plus 1,000 by the flip of a coin. So this would just flip it, right? So immediately it would flip the coin, and I could decide whether to attack it or not, right? Without
right,
actually having to attack it. So
right.
it's got its moment. I can
Yeah,
see why it could be B.
yeah. And then would it be over the Ivory Knight?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think it's over the Ivory Knight.
Okay, yeah. I go with that.
Next one, Light Summoner.
Oh, oh
Okay,
man.
well we put the Light Summoner in C tier, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay, so let's.
But where would he put it ranking within
Oh,
the
oh,
others?
oh.
It's definitely better than this spray, better than White Knight. Yeah,
I think
I
there.
think that's right where it should be.
I think right there. It's not
All
that big
right.
of a deal. Let's go to Summon Power.
Ooh, I like this one.
Okay, Summon Power. Banish one summon card from your hand or field. If you do, add its base attack to one knight. One knight. It has to be specifically a knight
Mm-hmm.
on your field until the end of the turn. If you banished, if your banished card was in light attribute, add another 200 attack. Uh, it's good.
Right,
It's
like
situational.
it's definitely situational, but so with how this is, as what you said, it has to be a knight, and it has to be a summon card that you have to get rid of. So it has those requirements. But if you're running a light team, not saying if you are, you at least get plus 200. But not saying that you're not. It's just you're running this in a regular deck, saying if you have no light. You at least getting the base attack of that card. You're not getting the 200, but say the base attack of a summon card was they range around 600 to 800. So you're basically getting a maximum of 6 to 800 until the end of the turn for only one cost.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I
it's
think
I say it's B tier.
I think it's
Um
B tier. I think it's better. I think it's actually better than this guy too.
yes. I for that though Beast for being a zero cost, he definitely gets pushed down.
Yeah, he does. Okay, next one. Uh, let's go with the Cloud Kingdom. Ah, beautiful card. Beautiful. It just
I
reminds me of
love the
Aincrad.
art. That freaking kingdom in the bag, how it's so detailed. It's nice.
Yes. All light allies you control gain plus 100 for every ally on your field. It's a 100 Anthem effect, and it's a 1 EC cost. So this is essentially better than Dark Kingdom in the dark tier list that we did, simply because it cost one and it's an anthem. There you go. That's all you need it to be. It literally this card is what Dark Kingdom should have been.
Right, because Dark Kingdom was a two
It's a
cost,
two
only giving
cost.
100.
Exactly. It literally does the exact same effect, right? Um, and it's all allies you control gain plus 100 for every ally on your field. Well, actually, no, it's not the exact same effect. Okay, so
Eh,
so
So,
Dark Kingdom is for every discard, every dark discard. This one
but
is for every ally in your field. So you can get a max of 400.
which is not a lot when it comes around to.
but for
Um.
every card. Like you can get a plus 400 to every card in your field.
Mhm.
Actually, but they all have to be allies. Okay. They have
They
all
all
have
have
to
to be
be
light.
light allies.
Like, for that being said, it drops. I don't know. For that one, low C, if anything.
Oof. All of
Like
them have to be allies.
it
It has
has to
to
be
be.
light.
It has to. I wish it would have just said, um, like all allies you control gain plus 100 for every like every light card on your field, because at least that would have counted equip cards, right?
Mm, right,
And
right.
you could have gone like a little bit higher than 400, but it's
But
such
this one's only capping at 400.
basically basically.
So with it being capped at only 400 for a one cost, at this point you could have made that as a zero cost equipment.
Well, not necessarily, because again, it's an anthem effect, so it is applying to everything, but it is only everything that is a light. So
Right.
I do think it is good, it is playable, but it's so
It's
niche.
heavily situational that I I say it's a C because
See,
you have to have light. You have to be. It's only on your field,
actually, I might
and
put
you're
it
only
here. Let's try it
you're
now.
maxing it out only at 400.
I think it's bottom C.
I
It
I at least I think it's better than the Sprite. Obviously, just flat out. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, I say it's right. It's at bottom C right now.
yeah,
That it's just
actually, I think it matches the dark aid to the darkness card that we did on the dark tier list.
mm,
That skeleton one.
hmm.
I think it matches fairly well to that card, so it's good where it is.
Hmm.
Okay, next, this guy. This guy is the MVP. There,
Oh.
there. That's all I'm gonna say.
So that one being said, it is the Heart of Light.
Yep,
Any ally equipped with this card cannot be destroyed for 3 turns. So how that one is, you get plus 100 if it's a light card equipped with this. For only one cost, you can't get killed for 3 turns. I definitely do enjoy using that. It definitely could be a staple in anyone's portal. The sad thing, yes, it can be still your card can still get banished,
yep,
but other than that, you can't kill it
yep.
for 3 turns. I definitely say it is SS.
This card is so annoying to get rid of because
Hmm.
it's just you went from, oh, I can defeat this guy by destroying it right in combat, to, oh, I need to spend a resource or I am stuck for 3 turns not attacking this guy.
Right.
Because
And
it,
coming around with banishing cards, like, do you really want to wait out, or just you want to just go right at it and just waste your banish cards where you can use it somewhere better?
yeah, exactly. Do you really want to waste a banishing gaze to get rid of a 3 turn ticker? No, it's like people are just gonna wait, and while you're waiting, you could just build up your board. You can, attach a bunch of other stuff to it. It just becomes such a good card.
Hmm.
It just deserves to be SS. Period. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
that is definitely a staple. I use in my deck.
Yep. Okay, next one. It is this guy right here.
The White Raven Cloak.
Let's see. The White Raven Cloak is actually, go ahead. You read it.
All right. So if you have at least one light card in your discard pile, you can discard this card from your hand or field to negate an attack. So, and you get plus 400. Doesn't matter what attribute, which is a nice chunk for only a one cost. And if you use it on a light card, it gets another 100. So 500 off the bat for a 1 cost. Not only that, you can then gain an attack. What's your input on it?
Um, so I have to compare this to the dark chaos sword thing, the SS one that we had,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because when it comes to stat wise, right, the plus 400 plus 100, it's the same. It's in the same line, right? It's one EA cost. So now you all you have the difference is you look at the effect. The effect on this one is you need to at least have one light card, right? In your
Right.
discard pile, to discard this card from your hand or field to negate an attack. That's perfectly fine, honestly. Like, you could be running Heart of Light, you could be running White Rogue, you could be running, White Light Attractor. You're gonna be running so many cards that just are that one light card that you need to just be able to use this card. Now, it doesn't protect against banishing because that's what the other guy does, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it does have that kind of condition to trigger it. That's why I can't put it at SS, but I can definitely put it at S. It is it
Yes.
is it is
I
there.
definitely say that because it just having that effect to just get rid of this card, like, don't get me wrong, you do lose 400, but it's better than losing your actual whole ally as a whole.
Right. I think I think I think it's there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It definitely is better than the the White Rogue Knight.
No,
Or
no,
sorry,
no. Then
no,
the
White
White
Strike, the
Striker.
Strike, White
Yeah.
Strike Knight.
Yep, yep. Okay, so that was from the Origin set. Now we gotta pick from um the Collector Edition cards. So for light from the Collector Edition cards, we have the Rainbow.
Mm. Mm.
So the Rainbow is
The Rainbow Dragon.
this card gains plus 400 for every different attribute type in your discard pile. It's a 600 space. It's a 2 equip ability and it's a dragon. So going along with all the dragons, it has a low base attack, 600. You at least need one more. Uh, well, I mean, at this point is just don't play it at turn one.
No, no, no.
But at the moment you have something in your discard zone, it becomes 1,000. No matter
Right,
what it
right.
is, right? It's just any attribute, it goes into 1,000. So now, basically, you could basically say this is 1,000 dragon, right?
Mhm,
Um, well, any other attribute, and boom, it became a 4,000, a 14,000.
mhm.
It grows so stupidly fast that it honestly is to me is right up here, or if not, like right here, like right in
Mm.
front.
See, with that one, you basically have to have a multi attribute team to be doing something to be pushing it that heavy though. That's my only issue with that card. Because if you're not pushing a heavy multi attribute, it's only gonna sit around 1,000 or 1,400 at
No,
most.
no, you need two attributes, and it's a 1,400.
1,400, yeah,
Two
two attributes.
attributes, and we're talking like two attributes, and it could just be one card of that attribute.
Right,
That's it.
right.
That's all you
It can
need.
also be its own. It can be also its own typing.
Yeah,
Right.
like, and
Okay. Okay.
how
Okay.
many times? How many times have we seen a deck that carries
R-
amber,
Ne- Neptune
water,
armor.
yeah,
Yep.
light, and a dark? Like, that's four attributes, and it's all in one deck. Come on.
Right. So that is true. Okay. I was more reading in my head on that it doesn't count the light, but yes, that is true. I definitely put that up in S tier because, as what you said, just having just two different types of attributes in your discard, everyone meta Neptune armor. You're already gonna have 1,000 right there, just
Yeah,
off the bat.
yeah,
And then if you ever lose someone, Boom, another 400. So you're already at 1400.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Plus
Yeah,
it
I
has and
definitely.
plus it has two equip costs, like two
Mhm.
equip abilities. Like actually, no. I'm sorry. This card's SS. It has. There's no freaking way this card is not good. This card is good.
Right. Right, like there's no possible way it can't push over. It can't stay under 1,000. There's no way unless you
Exactly.
literally play it
Turn
on your
one.
first. Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
if
other
you do, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
yeah, but other than that, play on turn two or going forward, you're already gonna be 1,000 plus.
Exactly. So yeah, this card's great. Actually, it's here. I'm sorry, it's there. I want this card so bad. Hope I get it. Let's hope I get it. Okay, next one. Next guy is this guy. Okay, so when I first saw this card, I didn't like it, but then I kind of felt like this could be good.
hmm with that high attack of 1,600, it's nice. It's a beefy boy. For
Yes.
but it has no equipment cost. But I can't put him any higher than A. Yes, it has high attack, but that's all it does. No effect, nothing.
Yep. Yep. So the reason why I think it's
In all honesty, I would put it over the Paladin Knight only because the Paladin Knight you had to get to that certain point
yeah,
requirement to even have him at 1,600.
right, exactly, yeah. So I think it's great there. I'm actually not gonna
hmm
move it from there. I think it does what it needs to do there,
Yeah.
and that's it. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is such a great card. This little guy is it's a fun one. So Ivory Mech Knight. When this card is summoned or flipped, you can return any three cards from any discard pile back to the original owner's portal. If you do, this card gains plus 200 for each card. There's no there's no way you wouldn't do three. You would always do three. It's like,
Right.
why wouldn't you do three? And would you do your opponent's cards? Maybe if there's something specific that you want to get rid of, like if you're going up against like a samurai deck, maybe you want to like get rid of some of your samurai cards in their discard so
Like,
that it doesn't buff their rhhinos, right?
or
Uh,
it got Neptune's armor. You
you could,
just want
yeah,
to get rid
exactly,
of the Neptune's armor. Yes, you're giving it back to him, but it's better than having it in his discard pile where he can negate it in attack.
exactly.
And
So
especially with his effect, if you do all three cards every single time, he's always gonna be at 1,000
ex-
already off the bat.
exactly. Now,
But
a
but
thousand's not a thousand to. It's good. It's a good metal. It has two
hmm
equipability, right? So you can still buff it. The good thing about this card is it can destroy um protected spirit.
right, where protective spirit has to be
500 or
allies
less.
that are no 500.
Yeah, it has to be 500 or less.
hmm
So this guy can beat it.
Yes.
Yep. So it's it's a niche card, but it is so good. It is
hmm
so freaking good to just bring stuff back from the discard pile back to your deck, and then just keep going with your day as it was, right? And then
hmm
at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want with it, right? You can banish it if you need to banish him. You can, I mean, there's so many ways you can use him, right? It's a good situational card. So to me,
I will put him
s-
over the paladin if anything, because still with
oh
the
yeah,
paladin,
yeah.
because with the paladin he still has to get up there, and then I wouldn't
Actually,
put him. eh, I
Yeah.
think A, being S. Oh, well. With that being said, that you're able to do the 3 discards, saying like Neptune armor, that does come in handy.
Yeah, this can stand on its own legs. You can play this on any deck
Mm-hmm.
and it'll work. And it'll bring back 3 cards. Doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right? You can use it
I, I,
offensively
I,
or defensively.
right, right. I definitely agree now on that. Just being able to just do the 3 discard, especially heavily on those Neptune armors, heavily on those,
Yeah,
because those everyone wants to use.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see what else. Next one is, so we finished with collector edition cards that are light attribute, I believe. Now we go
Promo,
into promos.
which is a Silver Slate Dragon.
Just that one?
Yeah,
Okay, so Silver Slate Dragon. I love it.
yeah. That art, that splash art on it is just amazing.
Yeah. So the Silver Slate Dragon, for those that don't know, um, it is a 1,100 dragon. One equip ability. When this card is played, select one ally on your field. That ally cannot be destroyed for 3 turns. You can select itself. That's one.
Hmm.
Two, um, it is insane to basically give Heart of Light to another card. Um, and it doesn't matter if this card is destroyed. As long as you get the effect off, that card has the protection for the 3 turns.
Hmm.
So it's
It's
great.
like another staple of Heart of Life. You
Exactly.
you use it. It basically
It's better than
it,
Heart of Light, honestly.
yeah, of course, because it's the card itself. It's a summon. You can actually use it to kill people and everything. Allies, like it works.
Yeah. And it has one equip ability. So you can still, stack other stuff on it. You
Just
can
stack a Heart of Life on them.
you could stack a Heart of Light on it. You know what's hilarious is you can put the effect on itself and then do White Light Attractor, and now it becomes immortal for 3 turns, and it's the only
Mm,
thing you can attack.
right.
So it's such a great card. But yeah, but give the ability to something like Ultimate Protector, and now you have a 1,500 wall that you can't get over, right?
Right.
So it's such a good card. It's SS period.
And then there's those that go a little troll and put it on the Protected Spirit. You can't kill it
Exactly.
if it's more than 500. You're just basically just sitting there hitting the small spirit with everything you got, and he's just still sitting there, just like, yeah, whatever.
Yep. Okay. So, card tier list. So now we go to Bright Fire. So Bright Fire starts off with the Bright Knight.
Mm.
Um, Bright Knight. This card can also be treated as a fire attribute. Light and fire equipped cards cost 1 EC less to use on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just clarification. It's on him. He has a 1,000 base attack and he's 1 equip ability. But then again, that effect,
That one, yeah, with that effect, putting one cost, he's just gonna be tanky
you're
and
basically just gonna
strong.
keep anything that, I mean, like this one, like White Raven Cloak. You're gonna put it on him, and it's a 0. You can put another thing on him. It's a 0.
You got Heart of Life. It's you literally can just put it as 0.
Yeah, you could put this other cosmic herald thing. It's a 0. So literally, is at the end of the day, the purpose of Bright Knight is just put a billion freaking equip cards under him because he can take them all.
Right. So for that, I'd say he's an S, but I can't say he's an SS only because he can still get destroyed. More being banished and exiled. Being destroyed will be heavy to do because uh, he's just stacking and stacking and stacking.
Yep. Um,
But at most, I say S or A, but I can't say SS. Just being that he still can be banished, it kind of
well,
like you stack all those cards on him.
you know what's hilarious
Well,
is you could put Dark Chaos Sword on it.
ah,
Even if it's dark, right? You can still put it on and just use that
right.
one equip ability that he has. And then there you go, protection from banishment and destroyed. Then you stack up the white cloak, and then now you have protections from being able to negate. It's like there's so many ways to protect this guy. The problem is you need to spend all those equip cards to make it good.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I can say at most he's an S, uh,
I I I
or
I
high
go
A.
I go high A. I think he's high A. Is he better than White Mech?
Yes,
Uh,
cause just so he's able to do all those equipment costs for zero cost.
okay. Okay. I'm down with this. I'm good with that. Okay, next one. Next one is this guy. Where is he? I don't see him.
The tiny white fox.
No, the White Knight. I'll grab this one. Um, okay, Tiny White Fox. So Tiny White Fox is you can discard this card from your hand, your opponent's turn. If you do, negate an attack. 4 equips 100 M. This is basically just the negate. There's very
There's
little
nothing to it.
there's very little position where you wouldn't use this as a negate, right? Only if you need to maybe cast Banishing Gaze or some other ability that you need the 4 equip slot. You would never play this on the board as a standalone. You would always leave it in your hand until you need it.
Hmm.
Now, can you play it as a standalone card?
Just as is, you really can't. But you can just use it as a negate, which
Yep.
negate. I would say he's a B because that just him being by himself. That's all you can do. It's
I
just
think it's
negate.
I think it's an A because even negating is good, right?
Hmm.
The fact that you can negate from hand is better because people don't know that you have it, right?
Right.
Neptune's
That is
armor,
true.
Neptune's armor's weakness is that people know you have it.
Right, because you can only play it if it's on the field.
No, if it's
Oh, if it's
discarded.
in your discard pile.
Yeah, you can only negate from the discard pile. That's the problem with Neptune's armor, right? You gotta discard it to actually activate its effect.
Hmm.
So this guy, it's from your hand. That means people don't know you have it. That means people start attacking you and they think they're gonna go for point, and then you drop this, and it's like, ooh, so sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I get
and
what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah, so I think A is the good spot.
yeah. All right.
Next one is this little guy. This guy right here. So he's the white spark sprite. This card can also be treated as an equip to any light ally. Every turn, this card is on the field. It gains plus 100. It's a 400. It's a 100 with 4 equip ability and 1 equip cost.
Hmm.
It's a sleeper. Um,
Literally, you just slapped that on bright night, and there you go. He's just well,
starts growing slowly.
yeah. You just scale. Yes, it's low 100, but as what we said, if bright night you have him, he's stacking. That's about it.
I think
Yeah,
he's B. I don't think you can play him on A.
no. Because you
Yeah,
can't play it from your hand. It has to be on the board. It has to be on someone,
and
just
it
so
has
it
to be
can
a
get that.
light ally.
Yeah, it has to be a light ally. But he's definitely a high. high B. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say he's above the one. Yeah, I would say he's along the line.
Okay. Yeah. I would play him more than I would play him.
Yeah, because you have to ramp up the beast. You have to have a full board
Yep.
for him.
Okay, next one here.
Is the
The Light
light seeker.
Seeker. You want to go with Light Seeker?
All right. So with the light seeker, you have to flip a coin. If heads, search your portal for any light ally and add it to your inventory. If tails, this card's attack is half. This effect can only be done once per turn. So, with that being said, it's a 50-50 chance. And that 50-50 chance can basically screw you over and have only 400 base attack.
Yep. And
So,
I mean, I would never play this card.
me personally, I wouldn't either because it's also specified you have to look for a light ally.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can look for the Bright Knight. That's nice. But you still have to gamble. You have to gamble just to be able to get any allies.
Right.
And if not, you're basically taking quite a hit.
Yep. To me, this is right there.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Uh, if anything, I would say a C, just because it's a 50-50 gamble, and you are able to, if you do get that ally, you can at least do something. Well, not him personally, but it will help out as like a support.
Okay. I'm down.
I will put it above the sprite, but not after the white knight.
Okay. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next one is this guy. Go for it.
So the white fox armor.
Yep.
So all that is has no effect, and it gives you plus 300 if you're just flat out, and if you're light, you get a plus another 200 for the cost of one
Yep.
equipment.
So
And mm,
where would you put it?
eh, oh jeez. So if it's not even a light, you're only getting just 300 for equipment for one cost. Like no effect. There's nothing to it. It's just that's it. I say low. Oof. What C? Probably D.
Yeah. That right here.
If anything, that there's not much to it.
Yep. There's
There's
not
not.
much to it. That's it.
It's
That's what it is.
that's all.
That's what it is. Okay, let's see if there's any other ones. So there's this one.
The white blade.
Yep.
Oof.
You see where this is going, right?
So to be honest, with this one, with the white blade, it's plus 200 to anyone, and then it's a plus 100 to light.
Yeah, it's worse than this
So
one.
it's only 300 for a one cost. So basically,
It's worse than this.
yes, it's the same thing but worse. Like there's nothing to it.
Actually, it's an F. Nobody should play this.
I can see that too. It definitely should not be played.
Yeah.
Next one is Heart of Light.
If I can find it. Do you see it?
Let's see.
Can't find it.
Not there, not there, not there, not there.
I find white light attractor. So we can do that one first.
Let's do that one first. White light attractor. So only the ally equipped with this card can be attacked, which already off the bat sounding pretty nice. With this card, if this card were to be sent to the discard pile, you can exile one card from your hand or inventory to send it back to your portal instead. This effect can be done once, though. That's only once. But it gives you plus 100 to any attribute, and an additional another 100 to any light, and it for 0 cost.
Yep.
So, me personally, I will always use it.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is a great card.
What would you say?
I think it's S.
Yeah, I definitely agree to that.
So
I,
here's my reasoning for S. So one, it's a zero cost, so
mm-hmm,
it's great. You can play it. Second, you know, only making things targeted is a great effect when you know you are going to have an advantage over your opponent by doing so, right? Whether it's you put it on a high power guy, whether you put it on something that will gain you a plus. Um, you're trying to control the board essentially. So on that effect is great. I would never exile a card to bring this back to the portal. Honestly,
right.
I
That's
don't see
why
the
I
purpose.
can't go with SS either. That you have to literally get rid of one card for the rest of the game.
It's that's just don't do that. Don't do that effect. It's a may, right? You don't have to do it. Um, so don't do it. Period. Um, and then the plus 100 for a light is it's meh. You don't have
Right.
to. Just the plus 100 alone is good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one is okay. The reason why we didn't find Heart of Life is because we already have it up there. It's just a different art.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, I think those might be all the light cards. I'm gonna do one last pass. Make sure. I think we got them all. Yeah, I think we got them all. I think that's it, guys. So this was a
Yep.
light tier list. Thank you, and catch you on the next one.
All right.